Dude, we got something pretty long. Pretty long, dude, look at this. This is outside the door. All 6'3" of me. Wagon side skirts. There's gonna be cats in this one again. Just be ready for that. So these are side skirt extensions for CTS V2 Sedan and wagon. And we'll test fit them on Corey's car as well. All right. If you're wondering what the bumper in the background is, by the way, that's E46 bumper. I think I had too many carbs. Again, same thing as the front lip. They have these little like felt isolators, sticks right up underneath. So this is a side skirt extension. It's not the actual side skirt itself, but as you can tell, pretty aggressive if the side skirt stops here. There's that much more of a lip to the side skirt. These are nice. I'm excited to fit these up. It's another piece of the carbon puzzle for the Cadillac wagon. Yeah, we'll chuck them on the car and show you what they look like. Today we are putting on side skirt extensions from Extreme Online Stores. These are carbon fiber side skirt extensions, and I'm just gonna go through how to put them on, different ways you can put them on, and what it comes with. So first of all, look at the glory of these things. They're taller than me. It's a long car, very long car, but super nice carbon fiber finish, gloss carbon. And then the same thing as the front lip, it has these grommets around these holes that they provide, and the carbon finish is only on the part that matters, the part that you can see, and they just stick up right to the bottom of your side skirt. You don't even need to take the side skirt off. You can just stick it on as is. So Extreme Online Stores sends you a roll of double-sided adhesive, and they send you a handful of screws to stick these on. So obviously the intention is to use both, not just the double-sided adhesive will hold it on the car, and the screws are there to help it hold in. So these are self-tapping screws, and so they're intending you to just drill it into the side skirt and let that hold. What we're gonna do for this car, because these side skirts aren't staying on this car, we're just gonna stick it on with the double-sided adhesive. But what I want to show you with the other side skirt that's actually off of the car is kind of the intention that I would do, and that's going to be the one that goes on my car. So it does come with an alcohol patch to clean off the surface that you're adhering to. Again, this double-sided adhesive and the screws. So I'm going to show you on this kind of the way it lines up underneath, so if you're doing it on the ground you can kind of see better what's happening. You can see this just sits right on there. You can see underneath here there's nothing that these holes actually line up with. So there are holes down the panel that they've provided for those screws that they provide, but they don't line up with the push pins that are in the side skirt. So if you're thinking, oh, I can just use the push pins, they don't line up. Pretty sure they did it on purpose so that you don't have to take out the side skirt or take out those pins to put these on. When you slide it on your car, it only goes on one spot. We'll show it more on the car, but you'll see that it lines up with the body lines of the car. There is a part that's flared out, and that goes towards the back of the car. But let's take a look at these holes really quick. You can see there's nothing underneath it. So what they're intending you to do is drill the screw into here and have the screw hold the side skirt extension on. Now, what I'm going to do for this car, especially because it's a drift car, sometimes we don't want to run these because we don't want to destroy them, or we want the car to be easier to load, or maybe passengers, we don't want stepping on it. I'm actually going to nutsert the sides. So a nutsert is a threaded insert that you install it like a rivet, but we're going to put those in the side skirt so that I can bolt this on and be able to take it off easy. So when we put it on this car, I'll show you the adhesive, but when I put it on this side skirt, I'll show you the rib nut thing so that you can see how I do that. And that's still something that if you jack the car up, you'd be able to do on the ground underneath the car. So even if we are going to do the rib nut method, which we're going to do on this side skirt, what I would suggest doing is using this adhesive, just a small amount on the back and a small amount on the front, and use it to hold it in place so that your whole alignment doesn't change as you're marking them and drilling them out. So you can see just one piece there, one piece in the middle, these things are really long, and one piece at the end. So I'm just using this to hold it up on the side skirt while I mark the holes and drill them out, and then when I put the rib nuts in, I'll have to actually pull this back off. That's why I don't want too much tape on there, because otherwise it'll be really hard to pull off. So I'm going to peel the backing tape, stick it on, and then we'll start marking the holes. So now that we've got that stuck on there, we can start to mark these holes, and you can see them as you go along, pre-drilled, which is nice. We'll just use what they've provided, and I'm just going to mark it with a Sharpie or pilot drill it. Probably if you're under the car, just mark it with a Sharpie, so that way you can go in with a shallower bit and start to drill it out. So now that I've drilled my pilot holes, like I said, we're going to pull that side skirt extension back off of there, and then we'll be able to drill it to the proper size for the rib nuts, put the rib nuts in there, use the rib nut tool to lock them down, and then we will put it back up there and bolt it on. Here's that. In case you're wondering, this is what the inside looks like with all those rib nuts in there. If you're worried about clearance, you have nothing to worry about. Obviously, this part of the side skirt is way taller than that. That's just kind of open area. So there you go. That's what it looks like. All right, so to stick them on this car, what we're going to do is use as much of this roll as we can on this base. And then again, what you would do after that is go through and put those self-tapping screws in after. So what we're going to do before we pull all the backing tape off is just stick it up with a little bit of it uncovered and make sure it's in the right spot, and then we'll go back and pull it out. So what I'll do is I'll leave myself a tail like that, and then we'll pull the rest of it out. After it's held up there by the adhesive, we are actually installing the screws on this one just to show. We got a little trick here. We got to electric ratchet with a socket and a screw bit, but if you have a 90-degree screwdriver, or if you're going to do it by hand with a stubby screwdriver, you don't need to jack the car out. So, I'm just going to... And there you go. Side skirt. Alright, so I'm going to throw the other side on, and I'm going to pull it outside. I'm excited to see what these look like in the sunlight. So let's check it out.